Hello and good morning. Happy Thursday? Yeah, Thursday is what it is. Took a little quick break in the middle of the week to head into the office and go do some meeting work there. Some planning stuff. It was good, but I'm glad to be back here hanging out with all of you. Etsitsu, hello. I did make one change between last time and this time. I was sort of re-looking at this off stream, and I realized that it actually looks a little bit better now if I have that sort of margin on the sides. So I brought that back in. But besides that, I'm starting to like the way this looks. I think the next thing to make it look right is to actually make the logos correct. Currently, they're all the Rust logo, regardless of whether or not that's the tag. So we wanna make a change to that. I think that's gonna be fairly simple. So in platform web, we have our icons. Right, and so we have like the locations of where these are. Those cards remind you of the crates.io theme. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, you know, I wonder if that's where I got. I was gonna say like they're like sort of like standardized cards, but I wonder if like I got the inspiration like subconsciously from that, because I'm on crates.io all the time. I probably did. So sorry for taking it by accident. All right, so Rust obviously is working. You would be next. So we want to put these into static here. So here is u.rs in there. DigitalOcean. You know, I had the logo at one point in time, but I don't have it in this directory saved. Let's see. DigitalOcean and Axum. Okay, so I don't have either of those. All right, well, let's go hunting for DigitalOceans. So I want to see if they have like an official DigitalOcean page for press here. Usually in press, they also have like, here it is, brand assets. So this is interesting. Okay, so we have EPS file. Okay, PNG files. I think I want the blue one, and I don't necessarily. I think I want just this one. Digital Ocean icon blue. All right. Meanwhile, apparently I can just copy this entire folder into my sort of like collection of icons. All right, so first of all, you get in here. Wait. Okay. That was interesting. You also add to that list. All right, Axum is left. So Axum, yeah, let's take a look at if we can find Axum Rust icon. Do you have a website? Does Axum have an icon? The only reason I'd be hesitant to just completely Google for Axum icon. Uncle Scientist raiding with a party of 9. Welcome, 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 Uncle Scientist and raiders. Uncle Scientist, what are we working on today? It's been a while since I was looking at your streams. It was something about Rust OS. Rust OS and then your roguelike. That's really cool. I've not played around with the Rust OS yet. I've heard lots of interesting things, but haven't tried installing it or doing anything else with it. And then of course your roguelike, which is always fun. So awesome, welcome, and thank you for the raid. Everybody else, we are working on a web application. This is going to be a platform that people can log into and basically just sort of see courses that I've had. Thank you, Uncle Scientist. I assume you're going to head out then. Thank you again for the stream. Thank you again for the raid. Glad you had a good stream, and have a great rest of your day. And I'll probably just see you online elsewhere. So we are working on a web application in Rust and U.RS. So this is what we have so far. We do have full authentication working. You can sign up with the username and password. You can sign up with OAuth using Google and Twitch. That's all powered by Auth0. We have a sort of a card system. This is showing courses that I've actually created, although Introduction to Axum is a future course that I haven't created yet. Currently, these are not being grabbed from a database. Eventually, I do want to have them, come from a database. That's gonna be part of the next part of this ticket, or this issue that I'm working on. And then we're also going to have sort of like these sort of like a list of recent live stream VODs that you could watch, and then also just sort of like a section for like news or interest, like just other information can show up in here. And so that's what we have so far. If you're not familiar with U.RS, it is a front-end framework where you just work with Rust, HTML and CSS, and it's very similar to React in many ways. But all right, so we're updating the icons here, and so I was just about to search for a Axum icon, and I'm gonna do an image search, but I don't know if Axum actually has an icon. Besides just more Rust code? You surprised they haven't added a section to Tokyo RS? All the other projects have icons. Oh, maybe it's in there. Let me check. Tokyo RS. That's a good point. So let's see. You're right. They don't have it. Is it in beta still? I thought they released it. Of course, like everything in Rust feels like it's in beta still. They have like coming future? Not really. I could just use this. So I don't see any using like rules of using their icon or logo. They have all of these. I don't think those are effectively their logos. Oh wait, no, they are their logos. All right, well, it's too bad. I don't really know where. See, unless they have it. Nope. That's just Tokyo. Well, that's too bad. Okay, Axum. That just takes you to the crate. No images there. Announcing Axum, but well, that's too bad. Okay, so what do I want to do? I guess I'm gonna have to do a I'm gonna have to do something else for to handle when I don't have a logo for it. We don't do anything, or I have just like a very generic Axum like image. Maybe wonder how bad it's gonna look if I go to crates.rs, crates.io. So we don't have anything there. What would happen if I just... This will be terrible because there's a black background. I need to like remake that ourselves. So I can't just do this. Okay. Icon. So if we don't have this static stir, so this is like the location of where it's gonna go. I either have to make an icon up in some kind of like visual, or it just becomes more Rust, or make this an option. I'll make this an option, and then we might not have anything in it. So if I do option, you all become sums, and you just become a none. Also, now that we have these, okay, so you and DigitalOcean is okay. Okay, so then let's talk components. Okay, so then here, while we're actually displaying this out, hit the icon path is okay. So we have to figure out what the path is. That's also going to be a well, okay. Well, I probably just don't want to do anything at all. It's just going to be a oh, I can make it the string. I could make it the string. So I only want to display this one if we have okay. If we have a file name, so if let some on file name you come in here and we're going to return this HTML. So it's going to be specifically this image. Now, if it's an else, we're going to return a different HTML, and this is just going to be a div. Okay, so I need data test outside of this. So we'll get the name out of that. Class is this style. I do need the display inline, so this style might be outside of this too. And we'll then, I guess this is just going to be the file name. Oh no, get name instead of the file name. So props icon type get name. Now you see doesn't implement displays, so I need to oh, I have the icon in here, so you are, I don't even need that style at all. Just do icon file name. Okay. And that is what it looks, oh, I don't like it. Everything else looks so nice. But okay, so I think we're gonna have to have like a little bit of CSS. So we're using Bootstrap. Is there like a pill or something else that we can use? So okay, there's a badge. So we can do back badge. No, I don't think I want any of those things. How about a pill? I don't see a pill. Oh, pill badges. Use the rounded pill utility class to make badges more rounded with a larger border radius. Okay, I like this. So this can be a class badge, rounded pill badge. Okay, so something like that. They're using a span. We could switch to a span if we need to. Okay, so you have this class style. I don't actually know if I need this class style anymore. I'll just replace you with this. Okay, that looks a little bit better, and it's exactly the same height as the other icons. That worked. And it's in the same position. So I'll just have to live with that for right now until we can figure out what icon to use. Or maybe you have to like create an icon, but if they don't have one, then I'll just settle for this. This will be fine. All right, so that's icons down. I think let's get our commit going. All right, so for you, we displaying correct icons for everything. Axum doesn't have an icon, so it gets a pill. Okay, so if I want to start putting these into a database and actually extracting them out, we're gonna need a database, and we're gonna need some kind of way to get at that. My thoughts are to use GraphQL and Postgres. That way I can avoid having like a full-time server. And I really like Hasura when it comes to GraphQL stuff. There's a lot of really cool stuff that we can do with it. So I need to add that into my system here. This is database type things, so I'm thinking I need to add it in as another workspace in my my repository. So let's open you up. All right, so we have infrastructure, we have our integration tests, we have our platform backend, which we never ended up using. So I could delete that. It's not active right now. It turns out we didn't need it for what I thought we might have needed it for. In fact, I don't think we're even testing or doing anything with that, right? So I bet GitHub workflows. Yeah, I have infrastructure and platform web, and nothing else is doing anything with platform backend right now. Okay, so I could delete that. Let's just do that right now. I'm gonna have all this in GitHub, so if I really need to, I can go back to previous commits and get it back. All right, so git. All right, I don't want a bunch of inventory that is just sitting there, just getting, collecting dust. All right, now for a database and a Hasura type thing, I'm gonna want a database sort of section for this. So I'm gonna do a vector database, and I'm gonna add that into our the workspace here. Nothing's in it right now. We're going to fix that. So this is a monorepo for this entire project and sort of everything around all the sort of web app-y services and other things that we do. We're sort of experimenting around with that, seeing how much nicer it could be with like the integrated tools or sort of like working together. So for development purposes, I'm going to want everything to sort of work locally. Deployment-wise, I'm going to have a managed Postgres database, and I'm leaning towards a serverless database on Aurora in AWS because I think that's one of the cheapest options. It does sort of shut the database off when it's not in use, but I don't have any users right now. So that's actually not a bad idea. Perhaps later on I would need to change that to be a different managed database once I get to the point where, people are hitting it more often. And then Hasura connects to that. So let's, for development purposes, we're going to want a Docker compose file. And I don't know if I need anything more than... I don't know if I need anything more than just like a dev folder for this. Let me just put things in here and we'll just sort of like see how they fit out. So if I touch a compose dot, I think it's YAML now, not Docker compose, because I believe now we do. Is that how it is now? I think so. Look, it even recognized it as like a Docker compose, like a compose file. Can you figure out what to put in here? Oh yeah, you can. Okay, so version, I want to say 3.9 is the latest, but like it doesn't really care about that anymore. Let's go take a look. Let's see. So compose file. Preferred. Okay, so compose.yaml. They want with a Y. Okay. So we can do profiles if we want. Okay, version. It's defined by the specification for backwards compatibility, but is only informative. Which is just weird to me that they're not using a version. So like, I don't need a version if I want to use the latest stuff. I'll have to... I don't even know what I would want to put in it. Okay, maybe we don't have a version. Okay, so name, top level doc. The top level name property is defined by the specification as a project name to be used if user doesn't set one explicitly. Compose implementations must offer a way for user to override this name and should define a mechanism to compute. Okay, so the project name. You don't even have a name here. Interesting. Oh, is that what this is? They don't even... I'm so confused. Why don't they have it as an example? Oh, okay. Their example is in... Okay, okay. I've had issues with Docker's documentation for a long time, and I don't know. I feel like it's getting worse. Let's see. Services top level. Abstract definition of a computing resource to use. Must declare a services root element, and services then have all of these things that we're going to do in it. So, for example, in here, so we'll have services. Inside of services, we're going to have two things. We're going to have our database, and we're going to have our GraphQL API. I don't necessarily think I need anything else right now, especially for Docker to be set up. Sorry, especially for Hasura to be set up for this. And then both these, I think I can use, I'm not going to use images. I'm not going to use like a local build image. I think I'm going to use one from Docker Hub. So build is like build it yourself. And image specifies the image to start the container from. Got it. Okay, so inside of here, I don't want build. I don't think I want to override the command. This is gonna be for Postgres. Container name, I'm okay with leaving that to just figure it out. Depends on database, does not depend on anything. Entry point, environment file. That might be a good idea to have an environment file for this. But for development purposes, having just environment like this, let's go take a look at hub.docker.com for Postgres. Okay, so Postgres password is required. I'm just going to use keyboard cat. It's for local development purposes. Postgres user. I'm okay with leaving this by default, which will just be Postgres. Postgres database is going to be Postgres because the Postgres user. initdb args for like initdb. I don't need to set you. I need to set you or you. I don't need to override where your data is inside the container. Okay, so I think just this one. Okay. So that's environment. Expose. So 5432, I think, is what Postgres exposes. Great, thank you there. Let's do Docker. Oh no, it's not Docker. Postgres default port. What are you? You're 5432. Okay, that's what I thought. 5432. Expose that. Health check. So health check is interesting. So I want it to verify that it comes up. And what I've discovered, like in the past, we've had trouble where, okay, I don't want like the next thing to run until Postgres is both up and Postgres has initialized the database and like run a bunch of stuff and like is actually truly up. And the health check can help us here. So we need executable and then arguments to the test interval every 1 minute 30 seconds. I don't know if I want it to be that one. I might want this to be faster. Start period. I think I can start it like after maybe like even 5 seconds. It's gonna be really fast. I vaguely remember searching for and finding an article for this, and then I don't think I saved it. So let's do Postgres, Docker, health check. So there's the PG is ready. Maybe that will work. PG is ready. So that is command shell. PG is ready. Okay, so let's try this. Interval. So you notice there interval is like 10 seconds, timeout 5 seconds. And start period, I believe, is how long before it starts. So I could say like wait for 5 seconds and then go ahead and try. So maybe if it timeout like 5 seconds. Retry is 5. Okay, so we do this. Okay, so there's the health check. Gonna leave it on the default network for here. Ports. Ports is for internal use. I don't think I need that. Profiles. I want this to be like run when I run it. Volumes. So volumes is gonna be interesting. I want two things. I'm gonna want a volume down here. This is gonna be sort of like our database volume. Database volume, which I don't think I need to set anything in here, and you're gonna be database volume container path. The default is this var lib Postgres SQL data. Yeah, and you can notice here we have a volume to go to that. There we go. Data volume for this one. And then there's something else that we can do here. We can have an init script. So init.sql script for initializing and just sort of giving us some structure and getting the database set up. And I want that. This is going to be a host path one. So I want init.sql. Now, where are you going to? In here, Docker entry point init.db.d, and it looks for any script or SQL files. And I can be specific too, I think. I can actually say I want you to go to init.sql. So all you're getting is this file. Okay. Is there anything else I need to do with you? No, I don't think so. So that's our database. If I don't even set you up. I should be able to start you, and we should be able to see this go to healthy. So let's see if that works. We're in database here, so we can see the compose YAML. So I want a docker compose docker compose up, I believe. Service database has neither an image nor a build. Okay, of course, forgot image. Image name, I think, was that just Postgres? It is just Postgres. I am not. Okay, so if I go to AWS, Aurora, Postgres, serverless, can I find out what version they support? DB engines, this is RDS. Are you gonna tell me what versions? Maybe. Let's see. Amazon RDS for Postgres currently supports up to 14. But more interesting, for you, it's like, I like it. PostgreSQL compatible. I don't know what that means. I suppose they like forked Postgres and like customized it heavily. That's my guess. Pricing for this, if we do their pricing calculator is not easy to use. So they have a whole bunch of stuff. They have like the data storage you're using, the transfer that you're using, how if it's up or not, Postgres, serverless, okay, I can have like less server space on it. I clicked on that and it changed things. Where? Okay, this is serverless V2 pricing. Compute cost for scaling up is 0.006 cents per. Okay, so with V2, the minimum database capacity you can set is 0.5 ACU. The database scales instantly from that to 5, so it can go really, really big. Scales down to the minimum capacity of 0.5. The compute cost for the workload in Aurora serverless v2 is 0.33, so 33 cents. Which is, I mean, hard to tell exactly how much it's going to cost because, you know, AWS. If I do Aurora, this, lovely. Okay, AWS pricing calculator. Let's try it out. Let's see if I'm correct that the Aurora serverless is what I want, at least to begin with, and not just RDS Postgres, because I can get that for approximately $15 a month, but it's gonna be like that's just gonna be like always $15 a month. Okay, so create an estimate. If I do Amazon Aurora Postgres compatible database, configure. I want serverless. Let's say I put it into North Virginia with everything else. I use version 2. I want 0.5 is most likely what I'd be using. Per hour, yeah. It's saying that's gonna be $43.80 already. Yeah, it can't be less than that per hour. Okay, so that. So it's already $43 per month. So that's not okay. Never mind. Don't want to use this database. So what I'm probably gonna use is the Aurora. No, not that. I just need RDS. Let's go to RDS, Postgres. We'll go in North Virginia. In America, the databases aren't really all that different. Okay, so notes. I want this to be as small as possible. So like I see a small. Can I get anything smaller than a small? There's like a micro or a mini too, but I don't remember what the names of those are. So, oh, here's a micro. Okay, so we can get a micro, and here's more smalls. I think micro is the smallest. So let's go with micro. We can do DB, T1, T2, T3, or T4G. This one has the least amount of memory. These have like more CPUs. Let's go with like literally the smallest one that I can possibly get. This is more expensive? Wait a second. Utilization, you have to stop the instance to get the cost benefit. Okay, so basically it's on all the time. Deployment, there we go. Okay, so single AZ. Pricing model, on demand. I can pre-purchase. This is going to cost $18.98 per month, right there. Um, 30 gigabytes is like, I mean, I won't be using that much, at least for a while. That's like another $3 or so per month. If I even only have like, you know, 1 gigabyte in there, that's like 12 cents. That's going to be a lot more realistic, at least for a while. Backup, if I have like, even if I'm backing up 1 gigabyte, that's another 10 cents per month. That's worth it for that. So this would be like $20 per month. So I might, running my own database, I don't really want to do, because it just, it's so easy to screw that up. And I don't want to have to manage a database, which is one of the reasons why they're so expensive, is because everybody knows that. And I don't know of any managed databases that are good, that are like any necessarily cheaper than like $20 a month. So this is probably what we're going to end up doing. Okay, but that will be Postgres, which means we know we can go for 14. So we're going to go for version 14 here. And that's what I wanted to sort of get information about. All right, so now that I have you, let's try this again. Okay, so done server. Okay, so it brings things up. There's server stopped, and then it starts it up again. Database system is ready to accept connections. Moved all your non-critical databases from Azure Postgres to a Kubernetes cluster because the costs were way too high. By Kubernetes cluster, are you talking about like you're just managing it yourself in like a Docker container, like you're using like a Postgres, for example, Docker container? I can put it on ECS, and then I can share it. That'd be really interesting. I wonder what that would cost. That would potentially work for me too. Is not like, because it's in Docker and it's not really fully managed, because I'm not like running on EC2. I do need to make sure I configure it with Docker correctly, but beyond that, it would be okay. So there'd be some interesting things. Role root does not exist. Okay, so you're yelling at me about role root. In the meantime, you're not up, right? So I don't think I can connect to it. So one thing I can do is I can connect in here, and I can do a Docker compose exec database bin bash to sort of connect in here and sort of take a look and see what's going on. So can I do like a PSQL? Yeah, role root does not exist. Okay, so role would be essentially a Postgres user. So it's saying like, hey, you're attempting to connect in as root, but the user is Postgres. So I think I can do dash dash capital U Postgres slash no relations. There's a way for me to see like what the, oh yeah, there's I connected to the Postgres database and there's no tables in it. Okay, that makes sense. So I need to tell you, so you're using PG is ready. PG is ready. Huh, okay, so that's accepting connections. It works well enough for small systems. Only problem is the downtime during node upgrades because you haven't configured any replication. Right, and replication with databases, that's where like, okay, I'm willing to pay extra money for somebody else to deal with that. Because I don't want to. Like, because then it's like, okay, I have like an Elastic EBS, I think, Elastic Beanstalk Volume, something volume or whatever, where I have like essentially like a disk drive attached to a Docker container, and that then is shared. But if I have like 2 Docker containers attaching to that, reading the same file, that's a big no-no. Like you can't do that with databases. So I need to use replication to basically just have the databases talking to each other, at which point I don't want to be a DBA. I want to build applications. So I don't want to hire a DBA. I essentially paying Amazon, paying Azure, paying whatever to do this is hiring a DBA. So at that point, $20 a month becomes worthwhile. Maybe for development purposes though, I would stay on my own, and then as soon as we get to the point where it's like, okay, money is involved and you're paying me, then it's like, okay, we're paying somebody else for this now. I need it to stay up. Okay, so PG is ready seems to work out like this. Command shell is weird. Is that a thing? Should this really be PG is ready as the command? I want to try that. If I do PG is ready with this, so let's X out of here. First of all, I want to check to see what is the health status of this. So if I do a Docker compose PS, oh look at that, running healthy. Okay, never mind. It seems to be just fine exactly as it is. I'll just leave you because you're happy. Now, next up, I want to there's no relations in here, so I want to create a table using this init.sql file here. So this is just good old normal SQL. This will be fun. All right, so we're gonna do create table if not exists. So my table for this, these are the courses. So let's do courses. Is it open brackets like that? I think it is. And then I put in the types. Okay. It's been now long enough that I need to go look this up again. Postgres create table. We're working on version 14, which that's here. Okay. So create table if not exists, table name. It looks like it's open parentheses. Oh wait, but then we also have open bracket. Okay. Examples. It's parentheses. Okay, so go like that. And now we do types. No, we do names of the columns and then the types. Okay, so names of the columns. So I'm going to want an ID. I want this to be the auto incrementing ID, which I believe can be, I think there's a special one for it. Are you not going to have that? It's like, I forget what it's called. Serial. That's what it is. Serial. I want you to be primary key. Saw that up here. I can just have primary key in here. Oh, constraint. So I can do an inline constraint for this code, or for this thing. So I can do, and there's no comma or anything else, so it's constraint. I have to name the constraint, which I always thought was interesting. So, primary key, and your primary key, tutors like that. Okay. And that means that it can't be deleted. It's going to be set from like 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Your update to the latest version of the Windows crate was not without issues. Spent the day trying to figure out a deployment error, and it turns out you're reading memory past your buffer. Oh no! Interesting. So is that because you're in unsafe code, and so it accidentally allows you to do that? That's not good. Okay, so inside of here, for each course, we're gonna have a title. So we'll have a title. You're gonna be probably a varchar 255, because I'm not sure. You cannot be deleted. You cannot be empty, so it's not null, which we can do like this. Not null. And then I think that's pretty much it. No other constraints. Okay. Okay. So we have title. Next up, tags. So I don't want like tags to be an array here. That's gonna be another table. So tags will be, right, semicolon, I do. So we do create table. Yeah, using if set unsafe set length, the signature of the function you're using changed, and you made a big mistake. Updating your code. That's the it's so interesting to sort of like run into those errors after not needing to worry about them for so long. And it's like, oh right, that is something we have to worry about. Okay, so create table if none exists. This is going to be tags. Now, do I need a primary key at all? I don't think that I do. Because this is going to be what like just a tag is. And the unique oh, but no, I want to join table. So I do need an ID. So I need an ID. We can use serial, constraints, primary key. Is this allowed? Or is this going to be something weird like, hey, you can't have two constraints across different tables? I don't remember anymore. And then we're going to have like the name of the tag, which is going to be a varchar. Sure, I'll just give you 255. I don't think I need very much more than like, how about 50? Varchar 50 and not be null. And then we're gonna have a join table. So create table if not exists. And this is gonna be, so I would go back and forth. Do I want this to be course tags or tag courses? I think course tags makes more sense. So course tags. I don't need an ID for this. I don't think I need a primary key for this one. This is going to be sort of like combining the two of them together. So we're going to have the course ID, which is going to be whatever this serial is. Can you tell me what type is serial going to be? Is it just int? Okay, so we have serial is equivalent to specifying all that stuff. Let's see. Wait, oh, is equivalent to integer. Okay, so it's just an integer. Easy enough. All right, so you are an integer, which means you cannot be null. And then I also need to make you a constraint. Constraint is like a relate. It's not. Is it related to? Might be there. See, do you have this one here? I think it's actually a constraint that I care about that. Not seeing anything in here. Okay, fine. All right, so let's do relation. What is it? What's like this specific thing called when I'm creating a, I guess it's just a constraint. Let's go into constraints. So constraints, foreign keys, that's what it is. So orders. No. Oh yeah, look at this. Okay, so you can shorten the above command to product number integer references products. Wait, so I can do this? Now it is possible to create or that would be really nice if I could do that. So as long as it's parent ID. Okay, so it's not exactly the same. So product number, integer, references, table name, and then the ID in that table name. I believe. So this will be course ID, integer, not null, references. That's going to be courses. And then I have to give it ID. And then we'll have a tag ID. So integer, not null, references, tags of ID. Okay. So you're done. Okay, so that's going to give us the tags. Back to here, so that's that. We need a description. I'm going to make this text because I don't know how big it's going to be. And I suppose that I don't want to make this null. That's pretty much going to be that. Okay. Next up is, okay, it's availability. So the availability is going to be, is it public? Is it like, what exactly am I calling that here? Platform web. We have access level. So access level is probably what I call this. And then currently I have in there, it's either public or free to learn. So then I would want to do this as, I could create a table for this to create different availabilities. Or maybe I can do an enum. That would be interesting if I could do an enum. I don't know if I really need to though. So let's do create table not exists. This is going to be availability. Availability, we have I guess like availability types. Yeah, I actually don't know if I need this here. Because it would only be like a single column. I don't know how useful that is. Can I do enums? Create type rainbow as enum. Okay, so I can do this. Okay. So create type, this is going to be availability. Okay, so create type availability as enum, and then we have public, and I'm doing free to learn as my other choice. Then I could have like other ones like paid like tier 1, paid tier 2, paid tier 3, whatever. Like if I really want to like do something like that. And then in here we can then for this course do okay, so this is access types, like access level. So let's do access level type. We'll do access level type. This is also not null. And I want, I'm gonna set this to be a default of public. Okay. I'm very curious whether or not this is gonna work. And I think that's everything we need to do. Can get rid of you. This won't add any data in, but this should create the structure for us. So I am running out of time, but let's see if I can get this going really quickly. So we're going to shut you down, and we're going to do a Docker compose down and back up again and sort of see, are you going to run? Because like I didn't create anything. Oh, it's skipping initialization because it contains a database. Okay, so well, don't want to do that. Let's go back down again, and I want to do a Docker volumes ls Docker volume ls Docker volume database volume. I think that's the one I want to remove. Database volume. Okay, let's try this again. Compose up. There it goes. Okay, so we got create type. Error. Relation primary key already exists. Okay, so I cannot create this constraint twice. So this is going to be courses primary key. You're going to be tags primary key. Okay. Let's do Docker compose down, Docker compose up. Skip initialization, it failed. So down, remove that database volume, up again. Okay, there we got the create tables. And so now I should be able to exec into this database. We should be able to do a PSQL Postgres DT. Okay, here we have our course tags, our courses, and our tags. I think it's, is it DL? Or is it DT with a specific one? So if I do like courses, yeah, DL gives me ID, owner, and no, wait, no, that's not right. Large, okay, no, wait, that's DL is not right. There you go. So D courses, I can now see we have an ID that's this integer, not null, not null. Next value. Okay, so we figure all this stuff out. Access level type. Okay, so this is great. So if I do a quick insert, so we do insert into courses, and we're gonna say not ID. We want title, description. Let's say I don't even put the access level in. So values, title. So that would be, let's just go with like example title, and this is a cool course. Column example title does not exist. Did I do it backwards? Oh, is it double? Like, I forget how to do this like a like a single one. Or is it something more like that? Insert into. You not? Yes, thank you. Insert into. Insert into table name. Parentheses, column name. Oh, okay. We could do value that, but if we have multiple column names, we do values. Let's do examples. Okay. Insert into films. Yeah, okay. Insert into films. That values. What did I miss? Insert into table name, column, values, val. I thought that I did that, but I guess I'm wrong. So let's try this again. Insert into courses. Then it's, I want title, description. We're skipping access level, values, open parentheses, close parentheses. So I just want one thing. So this is going to be cool course. Programming is cool. I promise. Column cool chorus does not exist. What am I doing wrong? These are the values for this, right? People and so insert into courses. You single quotes. I keep on forgetting Postgres is single quote. There we go. Okay, got it. So now if I do a table of courses, there we go. We have our first row in here. We have a cool course. Programming is cool, I promise. And then its access level is public. And so that's an enum, which means if I try to set it to something else, I think I get an error. So here, let's try that really quickly. So if I try to set into, I don't have uniques on this. This will be fine. This will be like just, I don't know, like anyone. And we'll do access level. Invalid input value for enum, access level type anyone. Perfect. So now I get a little bit of protection in there. It has to be one of these values that I preset. And if I want to update that, I have to update what the possible enum values are going to be. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Devin Moore. Thank you, Skarsh and Isitsu for the help with this, help with getting that done. We can seed some of the data inside of here, which probably we're going to want to do, but I'm going to have to do that next time because I run out of time and I have to go to my day job. So, I think we're just gonna go ahead and end it here. I will be back tomorrow's Friday at 7 a.m. Mountain Time to continue working on this. So we'll be seeding the data, so that's more just SQL, and then we'll be setting up Hasura to connect in and give us a GraphQL API. It's gonna be interesting and fun. So with that, I hope that you have a great rest of your day. See you next time, and bye.